please just ignore the watermark. I didn't realize until after recording that my normal editing software doesn't work on Linux. It's a whole thing, and I'm not paying $6 a month for this terrible website. Just ignore it. Okay, as per chatlog001, the travel company Ligari Portals was founded in January 2101 by Ishan Ligari. Unless I'm grossly misinterpreting something, its original purpose was to facilitate travel between Pakistan and the US without having to deal with government regulations. However, they soon pivoted to offering interdimensional vacations, probably after seeing some strongly worded pipe bombs from the DHS and PCS. 19 months later, Ishan notices someone hacking into the servers and goes to confront them. This is, let's see over here, a cyberspace nomad, who apparently got brain swapped into the internet by a mysterious figure named Zero over 17 years ago. Ishan basically says, yeah, I know that guy. He's working with other people trying to oppress me, with absolutely no elaboration on what the heck that means. We learned that Nomad and Zero are both from Dimension 88H. I think I have that up here. Yeah, it's up here. Why does this matter? No clue, but Ishan calls it an odd case, and there's so much emphasis on the number 8 everywhere in this ARG, it has to mean something. Anyways, Nomad has some sort of information that Zero doesn't want them to leak. Ishan might, too. Honestly, I can't even tell. But either way, he offers to help leak Nomad's information by hacking a small independent artist named Zoe. Because they're so obscure, Zero won't think to investigate them, but somehow they're destined to become super viral popular, so they'll be able to leak the information to a large audience. How does Ishan know this? Well, 2 years later, we're in 2104 now. Nomad suddenly goes, Ishan, you betrayed me, why? And Ishan's like, huh? And then Zero crashes into the group chat and tries to act all edgy and ominous. Ishan calls him immature, and says he expected better from one of their henchmen. What? Whose henchman? Zaro was set up to be Nomad's big evil nemesis, but now he's just someone's underling? Zaro says, I am not a henchman, I will be king of the internet, and then Ishan just calls him a nuisance and kicks him from the group chat, and now I have absolutely no idea what just happened. Another 2 years pass, and hey, you remember Zoe? I sure hope so, because they're the main character now. That's right, we finally reached episode 1 of Worlds Tour, in which Zoe and their co-worker Fong get kidnapped by robot trees and are forced to learn a bunch of pronouns. If this episode has any bearing on the wider story, I genuinely cannot tell. It takes place in 78H, which sounds similar to 88H, but that could mean nothing. Anyways, episode 2. Fong and Zoe escape to, it's over here somewhere, Dimension 66A, a dimension of tropical islands that Ligari Portals uses as a popular vacation destination. They meet one of the locals, and everything's going fine. Then some weird stuff flashes on screen, and suddenly Zoe is simultaneously in the present, which is 2106, and the near future, 2399, where climate change has turned everything into a winter horrorland with giant wasp monsters? Maybe? Side note, 66A is a pretty blatant analog to the real-world Hawaii, a set of equatorial islands culturally and ecologically devastated by a colonial force, Ligari Portals in this case, coming in and turning it into a tourist destination. Does this have any bearing on the rest of the story? Episode 3. In an attempt to fix their weird quantum superposition thing, Zoe goes to 28L up here to ask them about their time travel technology, discovers that the people there worship them as a messiah. Why? What? Huh? What? 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 A bunch of stuff happens. Fong gets experimented on. Zoe almost dies from touching a poisoned dart frog. They both go on a quest to decipher the prophecy. And then Ishan appears again and reveals he's apparently been kidnapped. and is being interrogated by someone who I guess is probably Zaro. And then there was a flash of a teaser for Achromatic, an EP that would release 2 weeks later, but I think that's been cut out of the video now. Is it still up here? Yeah, here we are. Achromatic Life and Static is a collection of 3 unreleased songs that Nomad decided to leak for some reason. There are only 3 songs, not 4. Nomad is very adamant about this, but for the sake of this conspiracy board that I've got going on here, we're going to pretend there is an extra song in between numbers 2 and 3. This theoretical song 2.5 might reveal a strange shattered silhouette begging for help, saying they've been stuck in here for 20 years, followed by short clips of clouds and spirals and code, and I still have no idea what's going on. Again, song 2.5 doesn't actually exist, but if it did, it would have a link to the chat archives that tell the story of what happened before episode 1, which also links to a bunch of unlisted videos on the channel IYBLADEFWZRC, which seemed to be the person from song 2.5 telling a story about how they were trapped in the internet, and how their wife and kids are dead. And their brother and uncle forgot they exist, and Zero was doing something with an experiment about flowers, and goodness gracious, I am so lost. I can't believe I ever thought I would understand what's going on here. Okay, here's what I think I do know. 1. Zero is some kind of powerful scientist from 88H who's doing experiments on digital consciousness transfer. Or maybe he's just a rich asshole who funded experiments, like Elon Musk. Is Elon Musk canon to Worlds Tour? Maybe? 2. Zero had some sort of grudge against this one lower-class family and tried to kill them all by using them as test subjects. The person we know as Nomad survived and is trying to fight back somehow. The person in the achromatic videos might also be Nomad, but given how Nomad tried to deny the existence of Song 2.5, they might be someone entirely different. 3. Ishan Lagari did something to piss Zero off and a bunch of other powerful people at 88H. 4. Given the ominous messages in episode 2 written in pink and green... Oh, did I not mention that? Yeah, there's all this stuff about, Ishan, you have committed sins. It's on the website, too. I think there's someone from 66A who's mad at Lagari portals for colonizing and ruining their entire dimension. Valid. And they might have put the weird time travel curse on Zway to try and show them the harm the company has done. Are they connected to Zero and whatever group he's part of? I don't know. They're going pretty hard on the spiral imagery, which is also present in Nomad's achromatic videos, so maybe. Maybe. In terms of actual media analysis, I have noticed one thing beyond the surface level plot, which sets this apart from most other ARG explained videos, I hope. With this series starting in a world of evil robot trees, the tourism causing climate change in 66A, and Nomad being trapped in specifically the internet, Worlds Tour seems to be saying something about how oligarchic and colonialist forces use technology to oppress their opposition. To be clear, I don't think Zway is a technophobe, but the series is, for the most part, portraying futuristic technology as inherently dangerous and prone to evil. Nobody ever says advanced science is bad, but we also never see it used for anything good. Even in 28L, their time travel experiments and shenanigans are used to facilitate a sort of parasocial relationship between Zway and I'm gonna butcher this because I literally do not have the right vocal cords. Babaya people. They harm Fang with unspecified experiments, and maybe possibly facilitate the past genocide of the Voakab culture, which is mentioned literally once on the website and never again. And that's just about everything I've been able to wrap my head around. Here is an incomplete list of loose ends I still have no idea what to do with. The repeated use of the word Nova. Danius Xiaoshrif's mysterious mouth illness. Nomad's childhood neighbor. Fang in her entirety. The prophecy. This weird string that shows up in episode 2. The ciphers. That one actually deserves a tangent, I think. So there are 4 keys hidden in LigariPortals.com, Zoe XYZ, and 1 unlisted song from the Rainbow album about bees. The bees song also says the word Visionaire, so I put all the passwords from the chat archive as well as Nomad's YouTube channel name through a Visionaire decoder with each individual key. From chats 161 to 710, while using the key ESC, the passwords decrypt to I am hiding in here. Maybe someday. Eventually. Yeah, and it was me. Safer for now. Life in static. And the password for chat 800 decrypts to the day has come, also using ESC as the key. As far as I can tell, none of the other keys do anything. None of the other passwords mean anything. Nomad's channel name doesn't go anywhere. Anyways, continuing the list of loose ends, the Crescent page linked from chat 242. LigariPortals.com/nomad. I don't even remember what linked me here, but it asks for a password, so there has to be something there, right? Escape __________.png. That's 10. Moving on to 11. Dimension 161b. According to the Ligari Portals employee dashboard, the achromatic videos are canonically from 2025. And according to chat 413, flickering, hold on. We get to go back to the conspiracy board. Flickering is over here. Flickering was canonically released in 2024, but Worlds Tour takes place in 2106. Are Zoe and Nomad secretly 100 years old? The blurb for City of Pride on Zoe XYZ says 66A made contacts with humans from 11A. But 11A is Zoe, Ishan, Fong, and Donnie's dimension, and all of them are distinctly non-human, and they actually acknowledge that from time to time, so what humans are they talking about? And I need to stop there, before I go insane. I feel like I'm struggling to fit together 2 pieces of a 10,000 piece puzzle. Once this video is posted, I'll probably join the Ligari Portal Discord, see what everyone else has figured out. But right now, I need a break. Thanks for watching my descent into madness. See you next time.